Hello, good morning, wagwan, and greetings. How are you doing, mate? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan, as always. I do hope that you are doing well, friend. I really do hope that. England beat Panama, woohoo! I may be talking about that on the second channel, Football Yannick, but today on Football Therapy, we have some news to keep up with, like we do every single ruddy day, because lots is happening. We've got a new gaffer on the way. We've all been collectively gassed up about the potential signing Granit Xhaka, which is a weird turn of events, but you never know in life how things are going to go. And here we are. So today we will be speaking about our probably most likely next two targets, which is Granit Xhaka to be reunited with Xabi Alonso at Chelsea and probably be a really, really useful midfielder and indeed personality. And like I said in yesterday's upload, floor raiser. Well, look at his stats, actually. Like, this is a plug-and-play guy, like, now. You know, 1 game a week, guys in his early mid-30s. You know how the gaffer wants to play. We'll probably sit next to Caicedo. Maybe not play every game. We don't know. Maybe we still sign, like, an Adam Wharton, because I don't think Granit Xhaka is the Enzo Fernandez replacement. All right? Well, at the moment, what's paramount, what is most important, is we build a functioning, sensible, big boy team that knows how to play football and react to adversity, unlike the recent iteration of the Chelsea, which was sort of soft as butter, really. Or they just got really irritated, red cards all the time, reacted badly to adversity, whether that's conceding a goal, getting a decision against them, not getting a decision, yada, yada, yada. So, I mean, historically, I always remembered Granit Xhaka as a bit of a, not the calmest of presences, but here we are. This is where we're at. We're going to react to an article on Football 365, hop over to Simon Phillips' Substack to speak about Maxence Lacroix, who I think these two guys are probably the next two targets. You would have to say. And we're building a good team. I'll do a little bit of data comparisons, courtesy of Data MB, to look at partnerships. A little reminder about the centre-back one. But also, Granit Xhaka. Well, I think we'll probably start with Maxence Lacroix, come back to Granit Xhaka, because the fee's a big thing. We know he wants to come to Chelsea. He wants to move back to London. Look, he's had an amazing time with Sunderland. His stats were insane last campaign. They had a little bit of a fairy tale season. Maybe not quite, because they bought a lot of players, but certainly one of the real big winners of the last campaign, Sunderland. But I think he does want to live back in London. He'd love to play for Xabi Alonso again. And Chelsea's a great opportunity, despite our incentivized low wage structure. You feel like we'd still pay him more than Sunderland. You know, we'll pay him, a team that got promoted into the Premier League a year or so ago. So you'd think that, you know. So let's get into it. But before we speak about the Swissman, let's speak about a Frenchman, Maxence Lacroix. Maxence. This is on the Substack of Simon Phillips. He's got good information. Sources, like I had in my bacon sarnie this morning. We reported a while ago, and now it's at an advanced stage. Ooh. I should say at this point as well, generally Chelsea fans are all on board with Lacroix, yeah? He played quite well. He's in the France squad. He's getting minutes for that ruddy team, and that's an insane team. He recently won trophies, you know, good trophies, FA Cup, or Conference League. We enjoyed that, and we're Chelsea. But the FA Cup, prestigious, you know, against Manchester City. Fine work, mon ami. Yeah, bien joué, mon gars, etc. Let's have a little look then at what's been said and published in this piece by Phillips. Sources had this one in the bag a long time ago. We reported that Chelsea were interested in signing Maxence Lacroix from Crystal Palace months back now. It's always good to remind people when you get things right. And we had since reiterated that he remained high on our centre-back shortlist for this window. Some tried to play it down or say there was no interest, but Chelsea have now accelerated that interest and done a lot like what they've done with Granit Xhaka. Excuse me. They've got the player buy-in before the fee of the club. Well, yeah, Xhaka probably had one phone call with Xabi and was like, I'm on board, Gaffer, get me in. Whereas Lacroix, I imagine Lacroix has got like a few teams that want him, you know. Our sources understand that Lacroix is keen on moving to Chelsea, and personal terms are no issue. Yeah, I think, whether it was The Athletic or Romano, a broadsheet newspaper somewhere, mate, said that, yeah, Lacroix would be keen, and Chelsea feels right. You know, it's not like Manuel Omega, like, yeah, it's the next step, mate. See, I don't know, doing Enzo Fernandez and get to Real Madrid. We need people that are like, no, landing spot, Southwest London, Xabi Alonso, greatness again. You know, let's reclaim, excuse me, I have just had a massive breakfast. Let's reclaim some of our aura, please. Please. Chelsea now need to agree a fee with Crystal Palace. Yeah, this might not be the easiest in the world. We haven't got this best relationship with Steve Parish. As I reported last week, there could be one more deal to be done with the two clubs this summer. They have a good relationship. Oh! I'm just thinking of the Michael Elise war where he like threatened action against us. Oh well. It's nice that they're all friends again and could suit us big time. Chelsea also want to sign Adam Morton this summer. There you go. Granit Xhaka, not the Enzo Fernandez replacement. A catalyst, a little boost for Xabi Alonso's team. He's going to be 34 in the summer, you know. It'd be great if he can start a load of games and play every game once a week like he did for Sunderland and perform at a high level and, you know, sit him next to Moises Caicedo and we might be in business. More on that later though. Let's continue here. So we do want to sign Adam Morton this summer, but that won't advance until Fernandez is sold, which I still see as a matter of when and not if. Probably worth mentioning now, guys, on a quick tangent. And I'm not actually speaking about it as a segment in this video / podcast, depending on when you listen to it, where you listen to it, how you consume it. Although there's been no club-to-club contact between Chelsea and Real Madrid for Enzo Fernandez, it's a matter of time. They're letting him concentrate on the World Cup. Of course, Jose Mourinho in situ. He is driving the deal for Enzo Fernandez, and it won't surprise you one iota. What does iota mean? What is it? Because I've heard it before. Iota meaning. An iota is an extremely small or nearly undetectable amount of something. There you go. I used it contextually correct. He's the most Real Madrid Jose Mourinho player. I think he's so Real Madrid coded, Enzo Fernandez. Only maybe a slightly more Jose Mourinho coded. So when they come together, it feels like it's just destiny, you know? I think we'll survive without him. Who knows? Say it quietly. We might even be better without him because we won't be channeling GAs through a box crashing A. It will be more systemic and a little bit more tactically robust. Who knows? Maybe tempers won't fly as much as well. Call it opium, call it copium. I'm not trying to get him out the door. This is just where we are. But yeah, that deal I reckon will happen. And then maybe Palace, if we're having conversations with them, then we might be saying like, you know, Steve Parish, sort of look around, yeah, just look around for potential Wharton replacements because maybe we can all win here. Just wait. We've got to keep our powder dry, but maybe we flog Enzo, you get a big payday, we get our new player, everybody wins. Right? So yes, that's the Enzo Fernando situation. We still want Adam Wharton. So there is talking. There's talking between Chelsea and Crystal Palace. So Chelsea are working on trying to sign Lacroix regardless of any other deals for the moment. Excuse me. Big breakfast once again. It's not dependent on other deals. However, Palace have named a few players of Chelsea that they like, with Josh Achampong being one of them. Rejected. Declined. Please leave the queue. No, yeah, hopefully Josh goes nowhere. We've probably recently been reacting to the fact how Chelsea rate him really highly still and he's not going anywhere, yada, yada, yada. Also, they also mentioned Axel Disasi. Yes, you can, sir. Come right in. And Trevoh Chalobah. The latter is most keen on going to Como, though, with an offer on the table from the Italian side as I type this. Yeah, Trevoh has had an offer. Oh, should I say Chelsea have had an offer for Trevoh. It's like £25 million or something. It's not far off. I reckon get Cesc on the blower. I know Lampard's got a relationship with Blue Co and the new owners. Cesc won't know, obviously, because his exit far predated their entry. They probably realise he's a bit of a Chelsea legend, though, so I wonder if that will be taken into consideration, because I think actually the Chelsea owners, the Blue Co gang, the sporting directors, of course, really did, even though they never approached him, there were conversations about Cesc managing Chelsea. So they know he exists. They should do anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I wonder if there'll be any sort of relationship there that can benefit Como to get the Trev deal down slightly. I'm speculating here, but unsurprisingly, Trevor wants to go and play in the Champions League and go to a beautiful place like that. But also Inter are in for him. But Palace come over. They want Axel Disasi. Hey, for you, my friend, special price. I think we can. You can have Axel Disasi. Swap. Speaking of, some of these deals would still come down the line, but they're not going to be the traditional swap deals as such. They never are. They never are. They don't exist, these swap deals. They're just, the part exchange transfers. They don't happen. One goes one way, one goes the other way for prices. And I think for accounting reasons, they are seen as separate deals. Okay? That's just how it works. Don't ask me the details, because I don't really know them. Chelsea are in position of negotiating a fee now with Palace for Lacroix. So far, Chelsea have communicated they are looking to pay around 40 to 50 million pounds. It's so funny, that discrepancy of 10 million. When you say to someone you're trying to buy something off them, when you say that to that, and it's such a big, you'd say generally, like, I would try and be like 40 to 42 and a half. But to give yourself at such a wide berth of 10 million, obviously they're going to be like, well, we'll start at 50 if you're willing to pay that and go up. Palace are holding out for something more like 55, 60. I mean, if we're going to pay friggin' 55 for Gittins when we really wanted him, and he wasn't Premier League proven, I mean, there's a lot of players to be sold. If Chelsea spend £55 million on Lacroix, I don't think anyone will be clutching pearls going, what a disgrace. I think they'll probably be like, this is the market we live in. We're friggin' asking for 75 million for Malo Gusto. So what? We can't say sugar, mate. There is very little in between. The expectation is the fee is likely to be agreed soon, and it will come down to add-ons and what benefits Palace get out of it. They'll probably want a sell-on clause as well, because even though he's not young, he's like 26, they're like, wow, Chelsea sell players all the time, and they're pretty good at it. So there's probably a few quid for us down the line if we put even like a 20% sell-on clause. It's likely to be agreed soon. Sources are quite optimistic that this one gets done now. Lacroix, a Chelsea club target for some time, signed off by Xabi Alonso this summer. Lovely jubbly. Before we do the Granit Xhaka stuff, let's just remind ourselves quickly of Lacroix. I think I've showed you this before, but this is the data MB spider charts, radar of him and Colwill. They look quite complementary. Colwill, of course, being Chelsea's probably best centre back. Colwill in the pink, Lacroix in the blue. Le bleu, quite fittingly. Both good in the air. Colwill a little bit better at carrying. So Wesley Fofana was like the real dribbling one out of that partnership when they were cooking. But clearly we're no longer cooking with that partnership. It's burnt and disposed of. Passes basically from Colwill. Passes much better. Forward passes much better. Progressive passes much better. Defensive duels and possession one. So one is the aggressor and the defender, and that will be Maxence Lacroix, both quite good in the air. And the ball progressor will, of course, remain Levi Colwill. He can play in a central centre-back, so can Lacroix. Of course, being a left footer, Levi can also just play on the left. So options there, mes amis. Right then, so we're going to speak about Granit Xhaka now. Do I need to sneeze? Let me pause quick. Oh, it's the saddest thing in the world when you lose a sneeze. Or up there. Oh, it's the worst. I was so close. So close to it. And it got ripped away from me. Life is such a cruel mistress. What am I saying? All right, Granit Xhaka. Here we go. Romano reveals how much Chelsea are willing to pay for Sunderland for Xhaka after a full agreement. Inverted commas. This is Football 365, citing, of course, transfer influencer and content creator Romano. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I'm using it as a cuss, because that's exactly what I am. But it's obviously, he's no longer like respected journalist, is he? He's like, promotes certain regime for the bag. I'm not going to touch it because he was threatens people with lawyers. Anyway, pop that down. Let's read what Joe Williams of Football 365 has said. I'm so annoyed, I lost that sneeze. Romano has revealed how much Chelsea are willing to pay for Sunderland in order to sign Granit Xhaka in the summer transfer window. The Switzerland international joined the Black Cats, who were promoted to the Premier League in 2025 last summer, in a deal worth £17.3 million. Which ain't nothing, by the way, especially for a promoted club like Sunderland, who did a lot of business, bro. I actually think that deal worth is obviously plus add-ons, so it could have like signed them for 10, 12 million, plus the extra 5 that makes it up to that. In add-ons, I reckon those add-ons have probably been met because they had such a sensational overachieving season. So, you know, Xhaka was one of the standout performers in the Premier League. Not just at Sunderland, standout performers in the Premier League, as Sunderland spent a lot of money to help them survive their first season back in the English top flight. So now reports emerged on Saturday claiming Chelsea are looking to make a move to add experience. Journalist Luca Cerchione first broke the news by claiming the new Chelsea head coach Xabi Alonso has asked the Blues hierarchy to make a bid. So this is backing the gaffer. The manager wants him. This is new territory for Chelsea. The period of self-reflection that they posted on at the end of last season, or the sacking of Liam Rosenior, whatever it was, seems to be real. They brought in a Galactico coach. They named him manager, and now they're signing 34-year-old players. That's changed. Babe, I've changed. Maybe you have changed. Let's keep going. So yes, Xabi made the call. The quote was this: Chelsea and Granit Xhaka express request from Xabi Alonso. Blues first offer €30 million. Now this is apparently nonsense. Not that much. After news of Chelsea's first offer, Sky Germany reporter Florian Plettenberg has claimed that Xhaka and the Blues have reached full verbal agreement. He wants to join. He's like, yep. Those wages are good. Those terms are good. That transfer contract length deal is all good. I'm down, baby. Let me in. Let's party. One step beyond, up the Chelsea, etc. He could have signed for Arsenal, but he said no. F that. Ah, man. Granit Xhaka's magic. You can't really take the Fabregas song, but good stuff. Chelsea have already reached full verbal agreement. Plettenberg said on X, Granit Xhaka and Chelsea have reached full verbal agreement on transfer. Personal terms have been fully agreed. Chelsea are already in contact with Sunderland. Here we go. This is going to happen real quick. I feel it deep within my loins. Xabi Alonso is pushing hard to sign Xhaka post-Blick. What does that mean? Does that mean quick? I swear, I thought I knew like loads of terms, expressions, and words. I thought I was like a smart, erudite man. And I feel like every time I record, there's a word I have to Google from like a relatively simple website and piece of journalism. Oh well, we learn together. Xabi Alonso is pushing hard to sign him. And now the transfer expert Romano has played down speculation that Chelsea could spend big on Xhaka, who turns 34 in a couple of months, with the Blues hoping to pay less than 30 to 40 million euros. Yeah, obviously, 40 million euros is like 34 million quid. That's like his age. That's £1 million. That's a lot of money for this guy. Excuse me. He said in his YouTube channel, Chelsea's expectation is to pay less than that. in order to reach an agreement with Xhaka. Not because the player is not worth the money, it's because of his age. Xhaka is not that young anymore, and this is why Chelsea are taking this position. So there is club-to-club talks on, and began because the player side is ready to accept any contact condition. It's not a problem. Breda is despo. It's funny because it's not funny, but he did that, got on the mic, immediate captain at Sunderland, where there's so much more to give. What an amazing season. I will accept any contract condition to go to Chelsea. Look, he wants Xabi Alonso in London. It's probably not really a Chelsea thing. It's probably he wants his family back in London, and he loves the gaffer. Both their names begin with X. Best friends. Fine, Speaking back in May, former Manchester United goalkeeper Schmeichel recommended that the Red Devils should look at Xhaka. He says, I think we should go and sign Xhaka. I'll make the case. What we're going to build this team around Kobe Mainu right now. Now Casemiro's leaving. If you bring someone like Wharton or Anderson, that's still young, still untried. Spitting facts, really. To be honest, Schmeichel, when you talk about Man United building that seniority in midfield, so have us. And also, 1 game a week. Sensible head, Xhaka next to a player. And that's what I'm going to show you now. Here we go. Data MB yet again. This is the partnership. I saw the reel from my old mate Matisse, and he was explaining about this double pivot sort of being a little bit more akin to the Kante-Matic one back in the day under Conte in a back three system where we won. We won the whole Premier League, getting over 90 points. Over 90 points. We did have 1 game a week, no Europe, in a back three system, and it feels like this could be very similar. Not an Enzo Fernandez box crasher, a real double pivot for a free box free system. Now, again, this isn't to say this is our long-term plan. Caicedo's 24 years old. Xhaka's going to be 34, so he's 10 years his senior. But this is a complementary double pivot demonstration here. Now, Xhaka in the blue, Caicedo in the yellow. Both quite similar. Xhaka a little bit better at carrying and key passes. I think more forward passes from Caicedo, probably because we were playing in a team that had the ball more. But very sort of similar shape. They both will win possession. They'll both do a lot of duels. They'll both progress the ball. And actually, a few more key passes from Granit Xhaka. This is a real complementary double pivot. This is a great duo, especially in this formation. If we are going to assume Xabi Alonso is allowed to play his preferred shape at Chelsea, which you'd think so, we convinced him to join with no Europe after Real Madrid. Probably do your thing, cook, we will support you. It seems like they are supporting him. This would be the biggest demonstration of support, bringing back his boy, past his sell by day. I say that he's had an amazing season at Sunderland, but you know what I mean? It's like they're breaking all their own rules to please Xabi Alonso here. So I imagine they'll let him play his 3-box-3 formation, and therefore you need a proper double pivot. Do you know what I mean? And that is a proper double pivot. If the long-term future is Wharton and Caicedo, who knows what's going to happen with Lavia and Santos, but for someone just for the moment to get in there who won an invincible season title with this guy, with the gaffer, stick them next to each other and go on from there. I like it. But do let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down in YouTube, please. Like and subscribe if you really want to help me out in the deep dark abyss that is the YouTube algorithm. You can share it. You could drop those hype points down here. If you want to continue supporting me, search Football Therapy, a podcast on Spotify or Apple Pods to give us a follow and a 5-star review. It does help me out a lot. And follow Football Therapy Clips on Instagram and the TikTok, where all the guys hang out, the cool dudes. Football Therapy Clips. All right, I'll see you soon, hopefully. Come back soon. All right, peace.